The Minister of Finance is leading other ministers and government officials to his first ever media briefing.
I'm gathered here because
the media briefing is coming 2 weeks after his assumption of duties, and at a time when the present administration is putting issues of the economy at the forefront, just as the nation's inflation rate and foreign exchange markets continues to rise, and the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy bites even harder.
You cannot remove a subsidy without having some effect on inflation. You cannot remove a subsidy on foreign exchange without the rate going up and without having some hardship as a result of the inflationary effect. And Mr. President, while campaigning, he promised Nigerians that the poor, the vulnerable, would not be left behind. They would not be left to fend for themselves. And that is why he put in place an incentive or a intervention package.
As he stated a few days ago, the Minister of Finance is emphatic about the federal government not going the way of borrowing to fund its deficits. The new game, however, is that the federal government will leverage on tax holidays as well as other incentives to show up its foreign direct investments and improve its 20 trillion naira tax deficit.
In order to gain and build public trust, there will be emphasis on efficiency in government expenditure and similarly effective debt management, so that borrowing has linked to it the return on investment. You borrow and you will see the cash flow that will repay that borrowing.
As part of the mandate given to us by Mr. President is to look at the incentive regime in Nigeria, so we can, based on data and evidence, design what is appropriate for us as a country in terms of what we want to drive. So those incentives will be targeted, they will be data-driven, evidence-based, and in most cases, we have sunset clauses, so they don't last forever, and we only find out after losing so much money.
Again, the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy comes up. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC highlights this impact as well as the positives that has arisen as a result.
In today's market condition, pricing in the market and also the FX regime, we would have been dealing with close to 1 trillion naira of subsidy every month at this point in time. We simply don't have those resources anymore. You are not just saving money, you are also facing realities around what you can afford.
The federal government has identified revenues and foreign direct investments as key policies that would address the present economic shocks being experienced.